Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a Grille. It's a Tier 5 German SPG and we're located on the northwest spawn of Empire's border under the command of Talon 1958. Now as you can see, one mark of excellence on his barrel and he's got the potato camouflage skin. And battle has started. Now he's moving off to a firing position slightly further to the east from the spawn point. From this angle he should be able to shoot towards the to the west as well as to the north. Okay, that seems a fairly good position. Okay, ready to shoot at the enemy, and he's looking for a target. And you can see the valley fairly clearly here from this position. You can shoot at most of the enemy tanks if they were going up towards that gate. Oh, and we've got a target straight away. It's a Chaffee, Tier 5 American light tank, making his way across the valley pretty quickly. Line up a shot. He's got a big reticule, but that Chaffee is making a quick scouting run, trying to find enemy, and he's found some, and the shell lands behind him. That may have been a better target, the KB1. It's slower and it's more predictable, but he's indicating that is his next target, and he's reloading. Almost completed reload. Round out. Okay, round in, and he gets a hit. It's an 18-second reload at the moment. Got a small amount of stun there, did 140 hit points of damage. Picked up some stun assist as well. Right, he's loaded, but he's got a big reticule at the moment, and that's because the Grille has a very narrow arc, and that KV1 is right at the edge of the arc, which means the vehicle has to move every time he's re-aiming. Okay, stunned it, didn't do any damage though. But he did pick up some stun assist, and the enemy Arty has been located, or one of them, but it's just out of range. You can see he's got a green line up until a point slightly to the south of that bishop, so he can't hit it. And if he moves forward, that rock's going to be in the way. Plus, of course, if he gets close to the mountain, the mountain's going to be in the way. So I think he's going to have to relocate altogether. And the worry is that, of course, the nearest enemy is an SU-85 just down that other end of that valley. So repositioning means he might be able to get a shot at that bishop, but it also puts him closer to that SU-85. Okay, this looks a good position behind this house. Not too close to it so you can't shoot up over the top. He wants the house basically between him and any of the enemy, because obviously he doesn't want them to spot him. But he doesn't want to be so close that obviously he can't shoot over it. Now he's got an AMX ELC there, or ELC AMX as Squeaky Babe would call it, because that's what it was called at the start. And he one-shots it! 239. It had taken damage already, but he got it with one shot. Nice shot. That's a dangerous opponent, because even with the hamster engine, that little light tank can do a huge amount of damage to an SPG if you can find it. Right, SU-85, we're not dialed in fully, and it's been killed, so we don't have to worry about him now. The M4, can we get a round into him? We're dialing in, fire a round in, blind, well, not blind, but with a blown reticule. Styling in now. That M4's got very little in the way of hit points. A splash will kill him. We're indicating it's the target, and the Churchill takes him out the game. Okay, what have we got? We've got in the valley, we've got a T-67, and there's also a Churchill coming up that way, and they're getting very close. That bishop's in a whole heap of trouble, and it looks like Talon's decided that he needs to get out of there quick, because once they deal with the bishop, they'll deal with him next. And the bishop's been killed. Talon's doing the best thing. He's getting away from those enemies as quickly as he can. And he's going to go up into this position here because he can hide behind that rock, but still fire at the cap from it. Because they're probably going to cap. Okay, it's in a firing position up here. This looks reasonably good. That Churchill's headed this way. Looks like he's not going to go into the cap. Or is he? No, he is now. He's headed towards the cap. And it looks to me, it sounds to me like T67 is in the cap already. And he's trying to figure out where in the cap they're likely to be. Oh, took a round from the enemy Arty. Obviously, he was spotted by the enemy. He might not have sixth sense, and that's why the M41 was able to aim at him so accurately. 144 hit points he lost. He's going to leave the Churchill 1 to move up. He's going to get further away. He's taken out the Churchill 3, so that's good. But this T67 is still in the cap. Now he's behind this bush, and he's got the gates either side of him, so he's protected from that M41. But he must have been seen without having a sixth sense, and that's why he got hit by the M41. Okay, he's looking at which bush that T67 is going to be in. And the KV-220 is moving towards the cap. Now, the T67 fires. There he is. Okay, dial in. Almost there. Almost ready. He's not going to want to move out the cap. Round out. Oh, kill shot. One shot kill. 360 hit points. Resets the cap. Now, you see he had the bush between him and the enemy there. So the enemy couldn't spot him when he fired. Now, there's still that M41 out there. And a Bishop, and an M7, and a Stug 3G. Now he's still got 96 hit points, so he's not completely out of the game. In fact, he's got 23 rounds of HE. Now the Stug was last seen in the north. Oh, he's been spotted, and the KV-220 is going after him. Now, can he get a shot at that Stug? It's going to be a difficult shot because he's going to have to fire up over the mountain. I think he can probably try from here. But instead what he's actually going to do is he's going to run back to the cap. Just in case the M41 or the M7 comes up this way. And they've got the Stug, but unfortunately they lost the AMX CLC. The Bishop shotgunned him. And we've got our KV-1 in the enemy cap, and he's capping away. But that would tend to indicate that the enemy M7 is probably headed that way. Yes, he is. There he is. He's been spotted. And he got a reset. And he managed to kill the KV-1. So that KV-1 must have been very badly damaged, because the M7 is not a great little tank. It's changed a bit since it was a medium tank. Now it's a light tank. He's headed off down into the valley with the other tanks in tow, which is probably the best place for him actually, because if they do come across an enemy, he can shotgun them just as well as the Churchill or the KV-220 can. There's the Bishop. In fact, actually Churchill's pulling back behind the rock there, because the Bishop is actually quite lethal to heavy tanks. I know I've used my Bishop to actually take out enemy heavy tanks face to face. It's a 4.5 inch gun, so a wicked gun. It's very quick firing. And he's trying to get a shot. Oh, he's found the M41. And I think he's going to dial in on that one instead. Marked it's his target. The M41's backing up into the gates. We're dialed in, round out. This looks good. It is good! Takes out the M41. That's his third kill. Unfortunately, he can't platoon the KV-220 because he's already platooned with the other KV-220 on the team. The M4 improves saying cap. Well, there is only the M7 left because the Bishop's now dead. Whilst Talon was looking at that M41, the Churchill was seeing to that Bishop. Okay, so probably that M7 might be near their own cap. A last ditch defence, so to speak. Right, from this position he can shoot up over those gates into the enemy, into the cap area. Don't want to get too close to the gates because then the gates become an obstruction. They'll obstruct the trajectory of the shell. But if he goes through the gates, then obviously he's going to have to shotgun anybody who comes across. And once he's out the other side, he can revert back to being an Arty again. It's always fun actually derping somebody with a 15cm gun. Now, what's going on behind us? That KV-220 was scraping past the M41. Talon's going to take the lead on this corner here. It's always dangerous because there's a ridge line here where it makes it very easy for the enemy to hide. Oh, there he is! He is there. Line him up for a manual shot. He's going to try and shotgun him. Oh, no, that doesn't work. He's got a long reload now, but he does have the company of the KV-220, and that M7's not going to want to get close whilst those two tanks are nearby. But he's going to reload and try again. Okay, it's loaded, ready to go. This is going to be fun. Oh, bounces around there from the 220. Now, here we go, derp him. Derping time. Yes! Beautifully done. You can see where the aim point was. He knew where the shell was going. He lined it up with the M7 and blew him away at close range. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. This is a good one. And it's second class tanker for Talon 1958 in the Grille. He also managed to get a fighter badge for getting 4 kills, and he got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 11 and a win 8 of 3514 super Unicum standards. So let's have a look at the team score. Well, you can see here he didn't get the highest amount of damage. Actually, that went to the AMX DLC who was killed. He managed to get 1350 hit points of damage. He got the high caliber. But Talon did come second. He got 1161 hit points of damage. And then the Churchill came in afterwards with 1054. When it came to kills, it was the KV-220 he managed to get the highest amount. He got a Spartan, Pascucci, Steel Wall and a Top Gun during that game. Survived it as well. 6 kills, but he only did 584 hit points of damage, which tends to make me think that he was acting as a pin cushion for all of the enemy attacks, because that's why he picked up the Steel Wall, because everybody was shooting at him, trying to kill him, but they failed to do so. So he just finished off the enemy tanks that were virtually exhausted by then. And Talon managed to pick up 4 kills, and then we got the Churchill with 2 and some on the enemy team with 2. And when it came to base XP, it was KV-220 managed to pick up the highest amount, 1072, then the Churchill 3950, and then came Talon with 744. Let's have a look at detail report. He fired 10 rounds during that battle. He got 6 direct hits, 6 penetrations, and 1 splash. Damage of 1161 hit points, of which 831 were at more than 300 meters. Obviously, the shotgun on the M7 was at very close range. He damaged 6 of the enemy, killed 4 of them, and did damage assistance of 271 hit points and stun assistance of 234 hit points off 3 stuns. He also managed to get 2 cap points, or 2 defense points rather, in the cap whilst the T-67 was capping. On a premium count, he earned 31,958 credits. He got 25,000 credits for completing the mission, so that brought up a total of 56,958. And after repair and ammunition resupply, and the ammo is fairly cheap, he actually took away 50,964 credits from a Tier 5 Arty. He received 25 bonds for completing the, for getting an award. He also earned 1,116 XP times 2 for the first victory, picked up 2,232 experience points altogether. It was quite a nice little display, and a very good shotgun end at the end. Just shows that Talon actually does have quite a lot of skill when it comes to performing a shotgun. And you just watch where the fall of shot mark was actually following. He was watching that rather than the aim point. And obviously the fall of shot was telling him, was he right directly on the target? And the moment it was, he fired and bang, the enemy target was dead. So a really good shotgun. If you enjoyed that replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel. And hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.